Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for fewer challenges. Wish for more wisdom. Jim Rohn, Intro. The first truth that changed everything. There comes a time in every person's life when they look around and realize life isn't going to get easier. The road ahead won't magically clear up. The obstacles don't disappear. People don't suddenly become more cooperative. The world doesn't suddenly get fairer. But something can change. You. And the day you realize that you hold the power to change yourself, that's the day your life begins to transform. That's when the game really changes. I remember the first time I heard these words from my mentor, Jim Rohn. He said, "The day you take full responsibility for everything in your life is the day you gain the power to change anything in your life." Those words didn't just hit me, they shook me. Because like most people, I was blaming my circumstances. The economy was bad. My boss didn't see my potential. My childhood wasn't easy. There was always something, or someone, to point a finger at. But Jim's wisdom doesn't allow that luxury. He said, "It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It's the set of the sail. The wind blows on us all, the rich, the poor, the young, the old. What determines where you end up is not the wind, but how you set your sail. That's called responsibility." The victim trap, and why most people stay stuck there. Let's be honest. It's easy to blame. It gives us emotional relief. It removes the pressure. If life isn't working out, and it's someone else's fault, well, then I don't have to do anything about it. But let me give you the truth. The comfort of blame is the enemy of personal growth. Jim Rohn used to say, "You can't hire someone else to do your push-ups for you. You can't outsource your responsibility. You can't grow by accident. You grow by choice." But here's the real danger. When you blame others, you give away your power. You become a puppet to people, politics, problems, and you lose control over your own destiny. So, what do? You stop wishing for easier wins. You grab the rope, you reset your sail, and you get better. You sharpen your skills. You expand your thinking. You build your strength. Because wishing for easier never changed a life. But becoming better, that changes everything. Our responsibility is not guilt. It's power. Now let me be clear about something important. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself. It doesn't mean carrying guilt for everything that's gone wrong in your life. It means owning your response. It means saying, "I may not have created this situation, but I will choose how I respond to it." Jim said, "Everything changes for the better when you change." And how do you start to change? You begin by saying, "I am responsible for my attitude. I am responsible for my actions. I am responsible for the direction of my life." And once you do that, the weight you carry actually becomes lighter, not heavier. Because now you're not waiting for someone to rescue you. You become your own rescuer. That's the power of responsibility. It doesn't imprison you. It liberates you. The 3 areas of responsibility that define your life. Let's talk practically. Jim Rohn taught that there are 3 main areas where responsibility truly matters. 1. Responsibility for your mindset. You must guard your thoughts like a warrior guards a castle. Your beliefs shape your behavior, and your behavior shapes your results. If you believe the world is against you, your actions will reflect fear and hesitation. But if you believe you are capable of learning, growing, and becoming better, your actions will reflect strength and movement. Jim said, stand guard at the door of your mind. Every day ask yourself, what am I allowing in my mind? What kind of language am I using? Am I feeding fear or feeding faith? 2. Responsibility for your habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. What you do daily determines who you become permanently. Are you reading every day? Are you moving your body? Are you investing in yourself or just scrolling away time? Jim's voice still echoes. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Discipline is the foundation of freedom. Responsibility starts with what you do daily. 3. Responsibility for your relationships. Your circle matters. Who you listen to, who you surround yourself with, who you allow to influence you. It all adds up. Jim's law of association is clear. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, am I surrounded by complainers or builders? Do my friends challenge me or comfort my excuses? Choosing your circle is a form of responsibility. Because if you're serious about becoming better, your environment must support your evolution. From wishing to working, a new way forward. The title of this series says it all. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. But let's go even deeper. Don't just wish. W-O-R-K. Don't just hope, B-U-I-L-D. Don't just daydream, D-O. Wishing is passive. Responsibility is active. Wishing depends on others. Responsibility depends on you. Jim Rohn said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. So today, change your direction. Start small. Pick one bad habit and start replacing it. Pick one new book and start reading it. Pick one excuse and replace it with action. You don't need a massive overhaul. You need small, consistent shifts in the right direction. Here's SETIN 5E. The transformation begins here. Look in the mirror today and say, I take full responsibility for who I am, where I am, and who I can become. That's not weakness. That's not self-blame. That is power. That is the foundation of transformation. From this foundation, you can build anything: a stronger body, a sharper mind, a better career, a richer life. But it starts with responsibility. Not the kind that drags you down, but the kind that lifts you up. The kind that says, I am in charge of my future. I am not a victim. I am the captain of my soul. Jim Rohn never promised it would be easy, but he promised, if you get better, everything gets better for you. How you Turao Daily Action Challenge. Before we wrap up part 1, here's your daily responsibility challenge. Write down 3 areas where you've been blaming others or circumstances. Write next to each, I take full responsibility. Write one small action you will take to improve it starting today. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Jim Rohn INTRY mindset matters more than anything else. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen 2 people face the same problem, but one crumbles while the other rises? Same storm, same economy, same pressure, but a different outcome. Why? Because it's not the size of the problem that determines the outcome. It's the strength of the mindset. Your mindset is your internal compass. It's the control center. Everything begins there. Success, failure, joy, depression, confidence, doubt, all of it. And Jim Rohn used to say, you must stand guard at the door of your mind. Because if you don't, negativity will walk in uninvited, pitch a tent, and start throwing parties in your head. So in this part, we'll talk about the 3 pillars of a strong mindset: discipline, perspective, purpose. If you master these 3, you become unshakable. Herses CTI once. Discipline, the root of all strength. Jim Rohn said, discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Discipline is the foundation of self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you're saying, oh, I am in charge of my own future. It's not just about waking up early or hitting the gym. It's about keeping your word to yourself. Let me give you an example. Let's say you promise yourself, I'll read 10 pages a day. I'll avoid junk food this week. I'll work on my business every night. And then you don't do it. What happens? It's not just about missing a task. You start losing trust in yourself. Your self-image erodes. Your confidence shrinks. But when you keep that promise, even the smallest one, your inner power grows. Jim said, success is a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. So don't wait for motivation. Start with discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. And guess what? You don't need to feel good to do the right thing. You just need to do it anyway. HASA 20 perspective. How you see shapes how you live. Perspective is the lens through which you view your circumstances. And here's the truth. 2 people can go through the same struggle and come out with completely different stories. Jim Rohn said, for things to change, you have to change. But what has to change first? The way you see. Let's look at a few examples. The poor man sees money as evil. The wealthy man sees money as a tool. The weak man sees failure as the end. The strong man sees failure as feedback. The average man sees discipline as restriction. The wise man sees it as freedom. Your perspective determines your emotions. Your emotions determine your decisions. And your decisions determine your destiny. So ask yourself, am I focusing on what's missing or what's possible? Am I seeing the obstacle or the opportunity behind it? Am I interpreting life through fear or through growth? Every morning you wake up, you have 2 choices. Why me? Or, what can I learn from this? Choose the second one and watch your life elevate. Chess CTI on 30 purpose. The inner fire that keeps you going. Now let's talk about the most powerful force of all. Purpose. Purpose is the why behind everything. Without it, you will quit. You will burn out. You will get lost. But with it, you become a force of nature. Jim said, when the promise is clear, the price is easy. That means, when your vision is strong enough, discipline becomes automatic. You stop negotiating with laziness. You stop entertaining excuses. Because now you have a reason to keep going. Let me ask you, why do you want to grow? Why do you want more? Why does it matter that you change? Don't give surface answers like money or status. Go deeper. Do you want to break a generational cycle? Do you want to show your children a new example? Do you want to prove to yourself that you're more than your past? Whatever it is, lock into that purpose. Write it. Speak it. Feel it. Live it. Because the moment you forget your why, you will fall back into comfort. And comfort is the enemy of greatness. Hesesian 4. The 3 mindset shifts that will change your life. Let's now go deeper into mindset with 3 powerful shifts Jim Rohn talked about in various ways. 1. From entitlement to ownership, nobody owes you anything. Not success, not happiness, not respect. Everything must be earned. When you stop expecting and start creating, you flip the switch of power. You move from a passenger to a driver in your life. 2. From results to rituals, don't obsess over the outcome. Obsess over the process. Jim used to say, you don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. That value is created in the rituals, the habits, the repetitions, the consistency. Fall in love with the grind, and results will chase you. 3. From fear to faith, fear says, what if I fail? Faith says, what if I fly? Jim's advice was never mystical, but it was deeply spiritual in nature. He believed that when you grow yourself, you align with a higher purpose. And that means trusting the process. Even when it's dark, even when it's slow. Hesesian 5, a daily formula for mindset growth. Let me give you a simple formula that combines discipline, perspective, and purpose. Use this daily. Read 10 pages of a powerful book, Discipline. Write down 1 lesson from yesterday, perspective, review your do's, a purpose, take a short walk, or move your bodies, discipline, ask yourself, what's good about this moment? Set perspective, visualize your goal clearly for 3 minutes, as a purpose, reflect on what you did, wells, discipline. Forgive yourself for any mistake, perspective. Plan tomorrow with intention, as purpose, small actions. Big shifts. Jim said, days are expensive. When you spend a day, you have 1 less day to spend. So make sure you spend each one wisely. High strength comes from within. Let me wrap up with this. You don't need more luck. You don't need more time. You don't even need more talent. What you need is a stronger mindset. And that mindset is built, not born. It's built through daily discipline, clear perspective, unshakable purpose. Jim Rohn was right. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And being better starts with the mind. The stronger your mindset, the smaller your problems appear. So today, make the commitment. I will feed my mind. I will focus my thoughts. I will fuel my purpose. Because if you do, nothing can stop you. Excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. Jim Rohn Rao, the comfort of excuses. And the cost, let's begin with something uncomfortable. Every excuse you tell yourself feels true. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'm not ready. I'll start next week. They sound logical, rational, reasonable. But here's the raw truth Jim Rohn would give you. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Excuses are seductive. They protect your ego. They let you avoid the pain of action. But they also build a quiet prison around your potential. And here's the kicker, most people don't even know they're making excuses. Because their habits feel normal. In this part, we'll go to war with the real enemy of your greatness, not failure, not rejection, but the daily excuses and small habits that silently rob your future. CCTO1 Understanding the real cost of excuses. You see, the reason excuses are dangerous isn't just because they delay action. It's because they shape identity. Every time you say, I'm too tired, you become the kind of person who quits when tired. It's not the right time. You become someone who waits forever. I'm not ready. You become someone who never begins. Jim Rohn said, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. Knowledge without execution is wasted fuel. And excuses are the engine that burns that fuel before it reaches the wheels. So the question is, what are the hidden excuses in your life right now? Maybe they're disguised as priorities. Maybe they wear the mask of realism. But deep down, you know they're lies. Not evil lies, just comfortable ones. And if you want to live a bigger life, you must expose them and replace them. CTIOM2 the most common excuses and how to kill them. Let's face the top 5 excuses that hold most people back and destroy them. Jim Rohn style excuse I1. I don't have time. Truth, you have the same 24 hours as the most productive people in the world. Time is not the problem. Priority is. Jim said, either you run the day or the day runs you. Solution, track your time for 3 days. You'll be shocked how much time is lost to scrolling TV, repeating thoughts, idle conversations, Once you're aware, reclaim it. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, batch tasks, say no. More often, you don't need more time. You need more intention. Excuse Beitui, I'm too tired. Truth tiredness is often a symptom of misalignment, not exhaustion. You're not tired from doing too much. You're tired from doing too little of what lights you up. Solution, move your body. Move your purpose. Exercise boosts energy, progress creates momentum. Doing what matters gives strength, energy is created, not given. Excuse Beitui, I'm not ready. Truth, nobody ever feels ready. Readiness is an illusion. Jim said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. The solution, start messy, don't wait to be confident. Act, and confidence will follow. Excuse fine for, what if I fail? Truth, failure is not the enemy, quitting is. Every master was once a disaster. Jim said, failure is not a single cataclysmic event. It is nothing more than a few errors in judgment. Repeat it every day. Solution, redefine failure. Learn from it, laugh at it, log it. Then level up. Failure is feedback. It's tuition for success. Excuse quive, I don't know how. Truth, not knowing is not a problem. Staying ignorant is. Everything is figure out able. YouTube, books, mentors. The information is there. Solution, be resourceful. Ask questions, search answers, try, and try again. The real issue isn't not knowing. It's not starting. HUSSCTION 30 habits that keep you small. And how to break them. Excuses are rooted in habits. And here's what Jim believed. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Let's break down some hidden habits that look innocent, but are secretly destructive. Habit 1C. The snooze button. Every time you hit snooze, you're training your brain. My comfort is more important than my commitment. Swap it. Place your alarm across the room. Attach waking up to a mission. The first victory of the day should be winning over your own resistance. Habit 2Z. Mindless scrolling. Hours go by. Nothing gained. Just distraction consumed. You're not relaxing, you're numbing. Swap it. Schedule your social time. Set a timer. Install blockers. Replace it with a better input. Books, learning, reflection. Jim said, miss a meal, but not your reading. Habit 3I. Talking instead of doing. A dream talked about too much becomes a fantasy. Execution is the proof of belief. Swap it. Talk less. Do more. Set deadlines. Set consequences. Go public with goals if needed. A habit 4-day. Waiting for motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Swap it. Build systems. Let the calendar lead. Not your sitio forzana. Replace excuses with execution. The 3-step formula. Here's a simple 3-step formula to shift from excuse to execution daily. 1. Awareness. Every time you hesitate, ask, what excuse am I making? Label it. Write it. Once you see the lie, it loses power. 2. Accountability. Tell someone your plan. Post it publicly. Join a group. When you have to answer to someone, execution rises. Jim said, accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results. 3 action. Small actions kill big excuses. Even 5 minutes of action creates a pattern of progress. Don't wait. Do something. He says CTIN 5. Identity. Become the person who doesn't need excuses. This is the deepest truth of all. You don't need better excuses. You need a better identity. If you see yourself as a finisher, a disciplined person, a builder, a leader, then excuses don't even fit in that image. They feel out of place. Jim Rohn said, if you want to have more, you must become more. So upgrade your identity. Write who you want to be, speak it aloud, act like it now. Not later. You're not pretending. You're practicing your future self. Excuses keep you in the past. Execution builds your future. OUTRO. You're closer than you think. Let's end this part with a truth bomb. Most people are one habit away from a new life. One commitment. One change. One decision. Don't wait for the right time. Create the right time. Every day you delay is a day you're stealing from your future. So say it out loud. I don't make excuses. I make moves. I don't wish. I work. I don't wait. I win. Jim Rohn left us the roadmap. All you have to do is follow it. And follow through. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Jim Rohn Motivation. You were not meant to drift. Most people don't design their lives. They drift through them. They wake up, react, survive, repeat. No vision, no direction, no clarity. But life is not something to survive. It's something to build. And here's the truth Jim Rohn laid out so clearly. The major reason for setting a goal is what it makes of you to accomplish it. Designing a life worth living isn't just about having nice things or achieving success. It's about becoming someone you're proud of. So in this part, we'll talk about the 3 tools that help you shape that kind of life vision. Where are you going? Values. What do you stand for? Focus. What will you actually commit to? Let's dive in. RSECTIO1 The Power of Vision. See it before you live it. Jim Rohn said, goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. A vision is the fuel of the future. It's not a wish list. It's not vague. It's not soft. It's a clear picture of where you want your life to go and who you want to become along the way. Here's what a powerful vision includes: clarity, specific goals for health, wealth, relationships, and contribution. Emotion. You feel it, not just think it. Stretch. It's big enough to challenge you, not so small that you stay the same. How to build your vision: close your eyes and imagine your life in 3 to 5 years. Ask yourself, where do I live? What do my mornings look like? Who do I spend time with? What kind of work fills my day? What kind of person have I become? Write it out in detail. Use present tense. Describe the emotions. This is not a fantasy exercise. It's a blueprint. Jim said, we all need lots of powerful long-range goals to help us pass the short-term obstacles. Vision pulls you forward, especially when life gets hard. Twin values, the foundation of identity. Now let's talk about values, the non-negotiables that define you. Jim used to say, success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. Who are you becoming? That question can only be answered through your values. Not just the ones you talk about, but the ones you live. Examples of strong values: integrity, discipline, growth, contribution, faith, courage. Simplicity, service. Your values are your compass. When the world gets noisy, values keep you grounded. When temptation whispers, values remind you what matters. When confusion rises, values help you decide fast. Exercise the values audit. List your top 5 core values. Ask, are my daily actions aligned with these? Wherever there's a gap, close it. Values without alignment are just decoration, but values lived out become your legacy. Third, the power of focus. Eliminate to elevate. Now comes the real discipline: focus. Jim Rohn said, don't major in minor things. Most people fail not because of lack of talent, but because of too many distractions. They chase everything and catch nothing. Focus is about saying no, not just to bad things, but to good things that don't belong to your current mission. 3 enemies of focused distraction: the endless scroll, the shiny object, the noise. Overcommitment, saying yes to everyone else's priorities. Lack of clarity, when you don't know your goal, everything feels urgent. 3 weapons for focus: the daily big 3 every morning. Write down the top 3 outcomes that truly matter today. Not tasks, results. Time blocking, set dedicated hours for deep work. No phone, no meetings, no interruptions. The weekly review, reflect every Sunday: what worked, what didn't, what matters next. Jim Rohn taught that life is simple, but not easy. And simplicity comes through focused effort. The wheel of life. Balancing the vision. A well-designed life isn't one-dimensional. You don't just build wealth and forget health. You don't just grow your business and neglect your family. Jim believed in wholeness, that success in one area should not cost you success in another. Here's a simple framework: the 6 spokes of the wheel of life: health, wealth, relationships, personal growth, spiritual life, contribution. If any spoke is broken, the wheel wobbles. Ask yourself weekly, which area am I neglecting? Where can I invest more time and presence? What habit can I implement today? A successful life is not just built, it's balanced. Environment. Design your world for growth. You can't plant seeds of greatness in the soil of negativity. Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But it's more than people. It's everything around you. Your home, your media diet, your workspace, your online activity, your schedule. Everything around you is either pulling you forward or holding you back. Upgrade your environment. Declutter your space. Clear space to clear mind. Curate your inputs. Books, podcasts, mentors. Control your digital world. Unfollow noise. Follow wisdom. Set visual reminders. Post your goals where you can see them. Your environment should feel like your future self already lives there. 6. What are you building? Jim said, the ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve them. So let me ask you, what kind of life are you building? Not what you want, but what you're willing to build. Are you building something meaningful? Are you building for impact? Are you building with excellence? Are you building a life others can be inspired by? A well-designed life honors your potential, respects your values, aligns with your purpose, impacts others positively. That's a life worth designing. That's a life worth living. How UDRO? A call to build. Let's close this part with a challenge. Jim Rohn style. Set the kind of goals that will make something of you to achieve them. Because the real reward is not the goal. It's who you become on the way to it. Write your vision in detail. Clarify your 5 core values. Choose your daily big 3 and honor them every day. Review your wheel of life and balance your focus. You are the architect. You are the builder. You are the owner of your future. No one is coming to design your life for you. The pen is in your hand. The page is blank. Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And you can change starting today. Jim Rohn Intro, it all comes back to you. Let's bring it full circle. From part 1 through part 4, we've learned that responsibility is the foundation of growth, that a strong mindset fuels discipline and purpose, that execution destroys excuses and builds confidence, that vision, values, and focus design a life worth living. But what happens after the motivation fades? What do you do when the energy is low and life feels heavy again? The answer is simple and powerful. You live the principle every single day. Not just when you feel like it, not just when it's easy, not just when you're inspired, but daily, consistently. Because the better you become, the better life becomes. That's not theory, that's truth. Jim Rohn's life was living proof. He started as a broke farm boy, no college degree, no connections, but he took responsibility. He changed his philosophy. He showed up daily, and his life transformed from survival to significance. Harsa CTO 1, you are the project. Jim said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. The most important project in your life is not your business, not your career, not even your relationships. It's you. Your mindset, your character, your skills, your emotional control, your ability to lead, serve, and grow. Everything else flows from you. If you want better relationships, become more loving. If you want more money, become more valuable. If you want more freedom, become more disciplined. You don't chase results. You attract them by the person you become. So ask yourself every morning, how can I become better today? Even 1% better, that's enough. Because small wins, stacked daily, create massive breakthroughs. Success CTO and 20 daily routines that create a better you. Jim used to say, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. So what do those disciplines look like? Let me give you a daily framework that brings everything together. Morning. Prime your mind. Read 10 pages of a powerful book. Journal 3 things you're grateful for. Review your vision and values. Move your body. Even 10 minutes of exercise. Why? Because your morning sets the tone. Don't start your day by consuming noise. Start by feeding your growth. Daytime. Win the big 3. Identify your 3 key results for the daytime block. Focus sessions. 90 minutes max per block. Take purposeful breaks, not distracted ones. This builds momentum. The more wins you collect, the more confident you become. A night. Reflect and reset. Ask, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? Plan your top 3 for the next day. Wind down with quiet, not chaos. Success is not built in a single day, but it is built daily. Hess ECTIM 30 Emotional Mastery. Stay in control. Life is emotional. Disappointments come. People let you down. Results delay. Stress creeps in. But here's where the great ones separate themselves. They master their emotions without suppressing them. They feel everything, but act with intention, not impulse. Jim Rohn said, let your emotions serve you, not enslave you. Here's a 3-step model to do that. 1. Pause before reacting. Take a breath. Let the emotion settle. Don't respond from panic. Respond from principle. 2. Process. Ask, what triggered this? What does this emotion reveal about me? Emotions are signals, not instructions. 3. Pivot. Move your energy into action. Channel frustration into progress. Turn sadness into self-care. Use fear as fuel. Emotional control is not about being cold. It's about being conscious. HSCT 4. Living with standards, not feelings. Jim Rohn taught a powerful truth. Discipline is the foundation of all success. But discipline is not about harshness. It's about standards. The rules you choose to live by. People who rely on feelings live unstable lives. But people who live by standards build legacies. So here's your challenge. Write out your personal code. What are the non-negotiables you live by? I do not skip personal development. I speak with integrity. I show up, even when I don't feel like it. I don't chase approval. I chase growth. I finish what I start. Let your life be guided by principle, not emotion. That's how Jim lived, and that's why his words still live today. HSXCDIN 55 progress, not perfection. Let's get real for a moment. You will slip. You will have off days. You'll miss the gym. You'll lose focus. You'll get discouraged. It happens to everyone. But here's the rule, don't quit on a bad day. Jim said, you cannot make progress without making decisions. And the most important decision is to get up again and again. Success is not built by perfect people. It's built by committed people. People who fall 7 times and rise 8. People who take 2 steps forward, 1 back, and keep moving. The better you become is not a perfect line. It's a jagged path, full of effort, courage, and bounce back. So be kind to yourself, but not soft on yourself. Give yourself grace, but hold yourself to greatness. Qui existe en succès legacy. What you leave behind, why does all this matter? Because the better you become, the better your life becomes. The better your family becomes. The better your influence becomes. What you become is far more important than what you get. Jim Rohn. You're not just changing your life, you're changing generations. Your children will see discipline in you and learn it. Your team will see growth in you and mirror it. The world will feel your presence, not your potential left unused. Your daily actions echo long after you're gone. So build a life so strong that even after you're gone, your mindset stays. That's the real legacy of Jim Rohn. Not just the money he made, but the minds he shaped. Utro? Your journey starts every day. Let's close this series with a final call. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Then go out and become better. Every single day. Take responsibility. Build your mindset. Destroy excuses. Design your life. Live the principle daily. Because when you do that, life doesn't just change. You change. And when you change, everything gets better. So stand tall. Speak truth. Take action. And live like your life matters. Because it does. And as Jim would say, the same wind blows on us all. The difference is the set of your sail. Set your sail, my friend, and sail toward greatness.